Do I really know me as just this tiny point? Or does this big body with its uncountable stories feels like me? Being avyakt in vyakt means knowing myself as this tiny, tiny point who in this moment is naturally releasing without even knowing fragrance of pure, unmixed, silent, perfume of peace. Constant peace. Whatever the experience may be of the body and the mind in this moment is quite irrelevant to me, the point. That is why the point can be very aware naturally of the highest company, of my Father. Because Baba can only be known by the being who's beyond even the subtlest experiences of the subtlest fluctuations of the mind and the body. Because Baba is even subtler than the subtlest experiences of the mind, body, and the world. That's where I am, one with God. Just point. And that is the place and the seat of truth. Words can't reach that place. Thoughts can't reach that place. Image can't touch that place. That seat of truth is beyond image, beyond thoughts, beyond words. Beyond any kind of form. This is the reference point from where I see, where I know, from where I feel, from where I perceive. It is here that I know my changeless truth, because no change can touch me. It is here that I know my storyless truth, because no thought can touch me. It is here that I know my timeless truth, because no concept of even a second can touch me. That's the point I am, and that's the point you are, and that's the point Baba is. Is it possible to be in that place and from there come into expansion of all sorts? Absolutely, it is. The moment I see I cannot be the thought and I cannot be the body, the whole manifestation ceases to have power. It all becomes lifeless in one less than a second, in no time. Now all that is left is the play of the soul dancing with matter. Mind is merged in the source. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Keep the chat on. I was thinking of taking some points from today's Murli. Would anybody else like to come in interaction? Open platform.
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti.
Sorry, I don't know if you discussed already Kailash Ben's class this morning. I'm not sure if you already discussed, so don't.
We just started after meditation.
Yeah, it was beautiful sharing of Brahma Baba's stage of detachment and how detached he was in all the situations.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask a question, but I was at work, so couldn't talk much that time about, how she went into trance and, but then I said it's not even important. That was a part.
That was the part, yeah.
Yeah, that was her part.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how, no gyan, she was not literate in time or read anything or anything, but still Baba's instrument.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something.
Yeah. Each part is unique and special.
Yeah, very unique. I miss Rajubhai's stuff, not sure what he said, but it was perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the emphasis was on full stop, but yeah, we can look into it, what full stop means. Mm-hmm. As Baba had said in one of the Murlis, no? That you 8 become 8 because of the attention on full stop.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because full stop brings you back into the now, right? But real full stop, proper full stop, it's not a full stop of force. It is just knowing who I am. And full stop is automatic consequence of it. Full stop is a consequence of knowing who I am.
And accepting the drama. Have
That
absolute.
on its own, the moment you know who I am. That's why Baba said so beautifully, do you know you're a point? Do you know you're a point? I'm a point, you are a point. Is that clear to you? The moment you know you're a point, everything, then you will know Baba is also a point. Remember today's Murli? Then you will know Baba is also a point. And then you will know drama is also a point. Nothing matters.
So much expansion in the world. And if you think about it, it's just a point. And everywhere else is so much expansion.
Actually,
What is
sorry. No, I was just saying that to know myself upon a point, I actually need to go beyond thinking. That's the whole thing. We are caught up in the maze of our thinking. Yeah. But more I know me as a point, then I see that thinking as a maze within me. Rather than me within that maze of thinking, I am the point within which there's a maze of thinking. World of difference. Yeah.
Yeah, one point Baba says, you see that there is a very billion souls and each and every one has own part is given, but there is this completely has own part. You
Yeah.
can't compare your part with others.
You can't.
And it's automatically just like all the whatever the mind is holding the grudges for other, it just
Mhm.
like completely vanished. By understanding this one, why I'm trying to change the other person to do this, because this completely pre-written, I think so. Is
Yeah.
a script is given and has to be performed accordingly. But see the how then again Maya come in this caught up in those scenes and everything, and then moment. What Baba says today, each and everyone has unique part. So we automatically respect and love comes because everyone has to be play according to the script is given. That is a very touchy point Baba says today.
Yeah, it was a lot of emphasis on everyone's part. Baba has a part in the drama, like
Being a point and the
one
path.
part, right?
It's just like conflict is gone from there. Whatever we are just like fixing each and everyone's.
Most importantly, it's our own part where we always get stuck. Once that is sorted, you are clean and clear for the rest.
Mhm.
And today Baba said, no, they ask what the connection between science and silence is. So what is the connection between the science and silence?
Science makes so much noise, silence completely in silence.
No. Connection between
Oh,
science
connection.
and
So
Baba.
in science, any innovations, any creativity, for them, there is absolute silence. It's all done in silence. When they are thinking, they are in, that is, all those creative ideas comes in silence only.
Actually, that's what Einstein
Science is
he
also
was,
merged in silence, right?
sorry.
Science is also merged in silence. Like it comes from silence.
Yeah, but what does that mean? What that means is that even Einstein said he wasn't really thinking. He was having a shower when E is equals to mc square comes to him. He had to go beyond thinking. There was no thinking. It just spontaneously, it was there in the recording and it just popped up. Literally. So one has to go beyond thinking to know oneself and to make greatest discoveries also. Most discoveries, even in the worldly companies today, these Procter and Gamble and these kind of companies, or many innovations are just by accident. I mean, before I came into Gyan, I was reading up on these companies and Soul Brother was working there. So it was like so many discoveries are just there out of not thinking, just an accident. It got left, something got left in the laboratory and it just appeared to be something else which they're not expected. And it became a discovery. Yeah, but we have to understand that it has to go beyond thinking. Yeah, one has to go beyond thinking. You can do a lot of thinking. A lot of scientists do a lot of thinking, but discovery is made in the moment when there is no thinking.
Yeah, thought. It just like automatically thought got touched.
It's just they were in their moment of complete silence, knowing who I am. Without knowing the knowledge, they just go, they are in that moment. After all that thinking, it's just like, okay, there is that moment. There's a very beautiful book of a mathematician called Goldbach's Conjecture. I don't know if you've read that, but it's a very beautiful book where there's this mathematician and there are these theorems and that he's trying to prove, but at the end, the discovery happens in that moment of silence for him when he was not thinking.
Sometimes it happens, you're trying to think on something so hard that you don't get to it. So you say you walk away from it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it, and then it comes.
And then it comes, yeah. Even when you lose something, okay, relax, sit, and then you will take a few moments. Otherwise, if you're looking in rush, you're looking at it frantically, you will not find it. It's same with spirituality. You constantly make hard effort and hard work, you will never find yourself. Because you are you. You're trying to find yourself in thoughts out there. You're finding yourself through some action and movement out there, through seva, which is an action and movement. Physical, I'm talking about. So connection between science and silence is really to know oneself beyond thinking. To go beyond your mind, to know you. To get the best out of you, have to be out of your mind. Mind will do the thinking and the whatever it needs to do. But only when you step out will you know what it is. That's the beauty between and connection between science and silence. Hmm? You know, I think it was Einstein who said that. So I can't exactly remember. I may be paraphrasing it a little bit. Science is blind without spirituality, and spirituality is lame without science. And we are spiritual scientists. Baba calls us spiritual scientists. Yeah. And as a spiritual scientist, we have this Baba calls it the laboratory of the inner kingdom, right? That's the laboratory. But who am I? I'm not part of that laboratory. Sometimes we see that this analogy, oh, you're a spiritual scientist, use the laboratory of the mind and find yourself. You can't find yourself in the laboratory. Your laboratory can mix this point and mix that point and mix this chemical and mix that chemical, but you need to know, who am I that's performing that experiment? Yeah. Thoughts are like this chemical here and that chemical there, and this chemical here and that chemical in the test tubes, in the mind and the intellect and the sanskars. So Baba comes and gets the mind busy with these things. Okay, one thought here, one thought here, one thought here, one thought here. So whilst mind is not playing with the toxins, it's just playing with what Baba has given. Those toxic clouds become sparse and they move away. And I realize I'm always here. I'd never gone anywhere. I'm always here and now. But if you try to find yourself in those experiments, can you?
Then we're deceived.
We are deceived. It's really beautiful what Baba is saying, that what the connection between science and silence is. Go beyond your thinking. And you'll know who you are. Then the Father has explained to you, my children. And this is how Baba takes us beyond thinking, that this is the play that is predestined. All the thoughts are merged in one thought, predestined. Nothing to think about. Nothing to think about. It's like Baba and you are together, and Baba's like, what relevance is there for these thoughts of the future child? Leave it. Okay, Baba. What relevance is there of this entire history that you have as a person? Leave it. Okay, Baba. So what is left, child, now? Baba, just you and me. There's nothing left to think.
Today, Baba took us to so many towers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Towers of peace, silence, happiness, sorrow, health, wealth.
All in
knowledge.
But all merged in this one point. But do you see the beauty of God? He takes us into expansion, and the healthiest expansion possible, and brings it all into a dot. That all of this is inside of you, the dot, with one word. It's predestined and pre-recorded. And it's not possible to change. And it's all in you.
The paths continue all the time. It never ends.
So Baba is saying, the Father has explained to you, my child, that this play is predestined. The incorporeal world is a tower of peace where we souls reside. And then he shows us our eternal form. And he's telling me, be more interested in this formless form. Know your existence as this formless form of being alive. If you're more interested in the thoughts and the contents of your experience, then what will happen? Will you have any hope?
You're stuck in the maze.
Yeah. So that's why Baba is saying the incorporeal world is a tower of peace where we souls reside. It is the greatness of this moment, this most auspicious confluence age. This is called the beneficial age. And what I find is most beautiful is one had shared, I think earlier, that this point has the power to become one little emotion also. And either point has this power to have this entire ocean of emotions within me. And I also have the power to contract myself within that one little emotion. Do you see that? You, the tiny point. So I play the part being the ocean for one half of the cycle, and then I play the part being that contracted state within that emotion for half the cycle. And all of this is possible by me, the point. Do you see your greatness that you come to know all of this in confluence age?
So you said the two opposite things, sister, right? So one is we are the ocean which everything is merged. We are the point in which this ocean is merged of emotion.
Yeah.
Right? At one point, when we are up to the silver age, when we are in true consciousness of soul. And then the other part we play, and now in the confluence age, when we can see this full bed of all these sanskars, emotions, experiences, and everything within us.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all within us. And I can be also part of that one little tiny dot of that emotion, and I can contract myself into that and be a person and play the person for half the cycle.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
It's amazing how that was also part that we had to be awake and be that person within the soul.
Yeah. Be that tiny speck of point of emotion within the soul that I am. It's absolutely mind-boggling what the soul is. For the mind, it is a boggle game to know the soul. But for the soul, it is very easy. So that's what Baba is saying. This is called the beneficial age, child. This is here right now. This is the tower of happiness. The other is the tower of peace. This is a tower of sorrow. And what is sorrow? What is sorrow?
When we get down from our own truth, we believe in the mind. We get trapped in our mind and the thoughts and those emotions. And we leave Baba's hand. That is all sorrow.
You know, it's like taking a practical example. Let's say there's a car accident, and somebody bumps your car, right? And when you bump the car, and somebody bumps your car, Now, that's just some scene that has happened in the drama, right? In the outer drama. And certain emotions well up in you. They come up. That, oh my God, I will have to now go to get this car fixed and then wait for the police, and then all of this report will be made. Even these thoughts that are coming from whatever your conditioning may have been, based on whatever lifestyle and belief systems you have had, those thoughts will come up. Yeah. And then, or they may not come up because you're so completely aware that this is just a fake play, right? And it's just एक thought आएगा and then that's there, it's finished, right? But if it goes on, even those thoughts are not a suffering. What is the suffering is battling with those thoughts. That's when the emotion is created. Does that make sense? I'm just taking a very gross example, but just to understand it.
So here those thoughts would be considered as practical thoughts that, okay, we have to take the car, the car to this or that. But then if by fighting it that, oh no, why this, that would cause the sorrow and that will be entangling with the mind.
Yeah, so it could also be a fight, but I'm not identified with it.
Identification, yes.
Then the suffering starts.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that is why Baba is telling us that this is what sorrow is. We need to know what sorrow is, right?
So identification with thoughts and emotions, is that, can we
With
say that?
with the battling of those thoughts and emotions, because thoughts are, what is suffering? There's more thinking about the thinking. That is suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Baba is telling us that, and we need to know what sorrow means. This is what sorrow means, because we use the words, oh, don't take sorrow, give sorrow so often. But what does it mean? What does the word sorrow itself means?
So when the thoughts of sadness comes, we become that sadness, and we are taking that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then as that thought, I fight with other thoughts. That is suffering. Yeah. So that is the tower of sorrow. Here there is plenty of sorrow. Now, do you see? Now, if you read the word sorrow, it becomes so clear, no? Oh, that's all sorrow is. Thinking about thinking. And then battling with that thinking as thinking. That is all sorrow is. Is there any sorrow outside? Do you see any sorrow outside?
One thing could be sorrow for one and could be joy for other. And it's the same situation.
Yeah. Same situation, very different way of seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So where is the sorrow? So when Baba is saying it's a tower of sorrow, is it the matter and the material world? Or is it my way of seeing things is sorrow?
Yeah, it's your own filter.
Yeah, it's my own thinking as I am the thinking. And as thinking, I'm seeing other thinking and I'm suffering thinking upon thinking upon thinking. That is sorrow. So to not take sorrow means just to know I am thoughtless. I am thoughtless. Now, it's not a thought that is saying I'm thoughtless. I know I am thoughtless. So Baba is saying all types of sorrow have now come together. All types of sorrow means all the thinking of the whole world has come together. Now each one's thinking is influencing the other's thinking. Right? Yes, Karen.
This is taking sorrow. And what is giving sorrow?
When I'm taking, I'm giving at the same time. As I'm taking, I'm the giver of it too.
What we have is what we'll give.
Yeah, it's naturally radiating now in the air. Yeah. Very good question. As I'm
Means,
taking, it's happening. Yes.
means whatever thoughts I'm identified with, actually I'm spreading in the
And the atmosphere. I'm the tower of sorrow at that time. Yeah. Instead of being tower of peace. Yeah.
And sister, when Baba is saying all types of sorrow have now come together, it is said mountains of sorrow are to fall. Isn't Baba also implying towards the destruction where he touches in the Murli as well as he was mentioning yesterday? Different kinds of situations, all from all ends are going to come. So that will be also the implication of mountain of sorrows.
See, nature is just responding to what our vibrations are. Right? That's all nature is doing. Nature is very much serving the soul at all times. It's like when I, the soul, was under the hypnosis of mind, believing myself to be what I'm not, then that is what nature was manifesting. When I was knowing myself to be who I am, then that is what nature is manifesting. Now, in confluence age, I'm coming back to who I am, knowing who I am, and I'm seeing that which I'm not, then that's what nature is going to manifest, cleansing. So nature is constantly following the soul. Yeah. So all these Baba said yesterday, earthquakes and all this, all cleansing. It's not destruction. It is cleansing. Right? The word cleansing is probably the best word that we can use for destruction. Yeah. Because the soul is getting cleansed of the hypnosis of the mind, and the mind is getting cleansed completely. Nature is also responding with cleansing.
That's why Baba says it used for the fertilizer.
Yeah.
In the one Murli says.
That's when the bodies are fertilizers and the minds are all becoming cleaned because souls are awakening. Yeah, sorrow is the duality of the mind. Duality of the mind per se is not a problem, but when the soul believes itself to be that duality of thinking, mind, those dual thinking thoughts is me, that is when I become tower of sorrow instead of tower of peace. Because we all will have all sorts of thoughts at this time. This is the time of cleansing of the mind. So mind is going to spew out all the stuff. And it has to.
So in this case, would non-duality mean that we are established in our truth and there is no other thing, no other existence of any other scenario or thought or being?
No. Absoluteness means you now can see all the duality separate from you. When there is no duality, then that era is called golden age. When duality is completely merged. But why Baba is calling confluence age as being the most auspicious time? As the most auspicious period, what did Baba say just now?
Yeah, most auspicious.
Most beneficial and auspicious age. Because
Where you come to know of the difference.
Yeah. You come to know the difference between your absolute truth and the duality of the mind. And you're very aware of it at this time. That's why your entire power is emerging at this time. That's why we don't resist anything with Baba. Whatever comes is coming. Don't resist. Don't even resist the resistance of it. Because it has to come. Now,
Yeah.
when it comes, either you suffer it at the level of the mind and the body and the circumstances, at all three levels, everything is coming. Mind, body, and circumstances. All three levels it's going to spew out. Not one, but three. Do you have the power to face it? We all
Yeah,
do.
that's what we are trying to achieve.
Actually, that's what we are. If we
We
achieve,
are.
We are, yeah,
the
yeah,
moment we go into the mode of achieving,
yeah,
mind.
yeah, you're caught there.
Baba is with us, so we have
Yeah,
all the powers. Yeah,
yeah,
this is the only time when Baba is with us.
yeah. Because
This is the
that's
only
the time
time.
we need him now. We need him now.
Yeah.
He knows he only comes at the time of need. He doesn't come at the time of when we are wanting him to come. Because in bhakti, we want him to be there. But we don't really, really need him. In golden age, we don't need him at all. In copper age and iron age, we want him to be there. But it's only at the end of iron age we really need him. And so he appears when you need. Yeah. So don't be afraid. You see things you've never seen things before at all levels. Mind, body, and circumstances.
So these mountain of sorrows is like the collective energy of the people, which is on the Tamo Pradhan side, which is just going to all explode.
See, mountains of sorrow is your reaction to whatever is happening at these three levels and believing that reaction is me. That is why Baba says, no, that everybody will be crying, bloods of tears, no, tears of blood and suffering, and you will be dancing a celestial dance. How come?
Yeah, the Baba's next line is this one: when there is earthquake, everyone cries out in distress.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's the next line is the when mountain of the sorrow to fall. The Baba already gave the answer in the next line.
Can you read that?
It said the mountain of sorrows are to fall when there are earthquakes, etc. Everyone cries out in distress. So Father has explained that there is a little time left. It takes you children time to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. So that's the Baba here says. So this is the only one. That's why Baba always say, "Are you ever ready? Are you ever ready?" Means when these times come, so much destruction, so much bloodshed is there. Are you stable? That time
But
is
that is outside. Are you stable even when your mind is throwing all different forms of Maya? See, we are very much stuck outside. Come back to being the sole observer of the mind. Yeah. Yes, outside a lot of things is happening. Why is it that the souls that are with Baba are not suffering it? I mean, if you're really practicing it correctly.
Yeah, they won't suffer because knowing, just to point, this body, Baba said to the body is like a fish toy, So this body it has to perish. There's nothing happening to that point of light. Nothing can hurt, damage, burn. It's
What
nothing.
else? What else? One is body. This body is not going to be a problem. Our mind is going to be a problem at that time. See, we are so stuck even now. Body and matter, body and matter. Come back to the mind. That is where the fear is. That is where the emotions are. That is where all the what do you call reactions
Attachments
exist.
and reactions, yeah.
Attachments, reactions exist. If I'm not detached from my inner world, outer scenes doesn't matter how much I know it's matter, it's body, I'm caught up. So need to know both the levels, not just one. We need to know both, separate from me. Because I know even today, after Baba has been telling us that vikar, vikalp, sab aayenge. All negative thinking, waste, everything will come. Maya will come in its full blast, full form. Maya is not situations. Maya is my reaction to the situations. The internal thinking pattern that goes on, the emotional pattern that goes on in response to those situations. That is Maya. And in fact, even subtler is I believing those reactions of the mind to be me is truly Maya.
Just an example, like if when someone has the body with a very big disease or whatever that's going on, they would say, right, okay, I don't mind dying right now, but I don't want to suffer this, like because they are so identified with that disease and the pain and everything that they cannot live with that anymore. Then that is mind and identification, right? That they are suffering because they don't mind leaving the body tomorrow. That's no problem.
Exactly, exactly. So body is not a problem at all. Soul is suffering its mind, actually, not the body and the world.
The detachment from the ups and downs of the body, of anything happening, the detachment.
But detachment from what? To the body again?
No. What Sister Nehal was talking, it was in reference to
The
that.
pain.
The pain and all the
Not even the pain of the body, the pain that the mind is taking by thinking and creating stories about the body and the matter in the world outside. See, it works two ways. Let's see it this way. Maybe it will make it clear. One, Baba is giving us knowledge that this is a theater, you are actors, and you are living beings. This is all just temporary, which is not, because he says it's also eternal. So nothing is in that sense, but change is temporary. Everything is changing, moving, changing, moving, changing, moving eternally. So drama is not something which is finishing forever. It's just going to a different phase and a different chapter in it, right? It's going back to the beginning. So Baba is giving us, it's predestined, whatever is happening outside, it's predestined, child. Why is he telling us that? So that I would say much of my thinking, really, I stop suffering. Yeah? If I've truly understood it, 50% of my thinking, I've stopped suffering. But if I stop there and I don't understand the functionings of my mind, that 50% will become 150%. Because after having knowledge, if I don't understand the mechanisms of mind and who am I that is observing it, then that suffering and pain is, Baba says, 1,000 times more suffering for a Brahmin than for an ordinary soul. I mean, not the soul, the part, ordinary part. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens is we have left that world of our mind where there's indulgence and taking pleasure and taking whatever you call happiness from the outside world. Yeah, that life doesn't appeal to us anymore, right? And that mind also doesn't appeal to us anymore. But we're not really experiencing or knowing our eternal blissful truth, which is beyond not only just that indulgent mind, but also beyond this ordinary thinking mind, scripted mind. So we are kind of caught up in between the two if we are not awake to our complete truth. So we can't go there. We are not fully here. So we are dangling in the middle.
Didi, most of the time there is no outside situation here, right? Only mind is playing game, right? And when soul is not detached, really those feeling, those previous belief systems, means feel so real and mine, and
Exactly.
means some you, and if you don't detach, if you don't see with Baba, you definitely caught up and
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
confusion. That's a confused mind, doubtful mind, and I don't know how many
Different masks it wears.
different masks it wears, and try to protect, try to defend, try to means one after another thought. If you don't see it from the nirsankalp sthiti, right?
Yeah.
The Paramdham Sthiti, if you are not seeing behind these eyes, then you are in front of when you are in front of this eyes caught up, when you just seeing through the mind screen, so then you are not here behind, you are just there. You are there. You just
Exactly.
become that sufferer, become that thought.
Yeah.
The whole day this game is going on, and this one has noticed कहीं ना कहीं होता ही है caught up, and then again conscious, and then see and
Yeah.
realize, okay, but it doesn't stop. Again and again same thought come, right? Same belief system come until you fully
Detach.
aware that, yeah, detached.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is why, I mean, I will say that there's a lot of, if one is not seeing oneself as that point within which all of this exists, the point within which there is a story of sorrow, there's a tower of peace within me, there's a tower of sorrow within me, there is a tower of what else Baba said? Happiness within me, there's a tower of unhappiness within me. All of these are within me, the being. Then I will not suffer the suffering. Then I will not take sorrow from the sorrow in the mind. Then I will not take happiness from the happiness of the mind. Then I will not take unhappiness from the unhappiness of the mind, because I'm observer and a silent witness of it all. Then I can truly be in Moj right now, throughout, till the end, because I'm totally, totally beyond it all. Not just the outside world. Now outside world has no even importance or any sense of relevance for me. Right? I mean, I have seen this in one's own personal experience. If somebody's body, anything happens to even Rini's family, somebody's body, something happens, it just doesn't even matter. Really just doesn't matter. Body to him. But what is happening in my inner world? And you find your inner world automatically calms down, because you are not just saying body hi to hai, you have now seen it with the eye of wisdom that you are. Because you've detached from your inner world. That is why you can see it. Yeah? So that's why Baba is saying that all types of sorrow have come together. Should they consider him to be a point? What should they consider him to be? Oh, but as is a soul, so is the Supreme Soul. You know what a soul is. It is a lucky star, and it's extremely subtle. Subtle means what?
Can't see it's not like in a state of matter. You can't see through these eyes right now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So you can't see through the eyes. That is subtle.
Business knowing.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot know through mind. You just
Subtle is something you cannot know through the mind.
It's beyond.
Yeah.
It's unlimited, yeah.
Unlimited. And that's why Baba's unlimited, he sees us in our unlimited capacity. We see ourselves with the limited capacity of our mind. Yeah. And Baba sees us with the unlimited capacity beyond the mind. That's why he knows me as I am. No, you don't need divine intellect to know yourself. You need to know yourself and then you use your divine intellect.
Oh, then only you can surrender the intellect to Baba.
Yeah.
First, you have to know yourself, and then you can surrender your intellect to
Yeah.
Baba. And that is divine intellect.
Surrendered intellect, I would call
Surrender
it.
intellect. Yeah.
So
Okay, got
divine
it.
intellect, because sometimes we see that it's divine intellect to know myself. Then who's using the divine intellect?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think this one understood this way too, that mind always need some kind of proof of existence.
Yeah.
But soul just know that I am. When
I-
there is a there is just a knowing of that I am. And like बाबा ने आज जैसे मुरली में वो proof का बोला ना, proof.
Yeah.
जैसे साइंस प्रूफ दिखाती है, राइट, माइंड को यूज करके, यू नो, माइंड में है वो सारी, वो जो डिस्कवरीज हैं, एंड सोल shows the proof through becoming that यू नो, वो सटल से परे जाके वो प्रूफ का जो बाबा ने आज पॉइंट किया, तो वो एग्जिस्ट, इसको लगता है कि वो एग्जिस्टेंस से रिलेटेड है, वो सोल से रिलेटेड है, राइट. सोल डजंट need any proof to exist.
Exactly.
Right?
Doesn't need anything to exist, actually. And that is why I came across something. I'm trying to look for it. I can't find it right now, but I'll keep it ready for tomorrow. Extremely beautiful. I just stumbled upon it. I'd just taken a picture of it at some point from Mamma's Murli, which had come. And Mamma says it's so clearly in it. Only once you know Om, then you will know you are Shanti. Once you know I am, then you will know you are Shanti. If you don't know I am, then you will be I am this or I am that.
इसको लगता था ओम मीन्स परमात्मा शिव, राइट. Until you don't know the Shiv, you don't know you are Shantavru.
Yeah. So this is, I can't find it. I can't seem to find it right now, but it was so beautiful. I was like, when did I take that picture? And how I just stumbled upon it looking through the pictures of all the Murlis that I've taken.
So the soul and the God can be proven. It's just knowing of both.
Yeah, it can only be a knowing. And that is why if I try to depend on my mind or my intellect or my sanskars to know me, then I will never know me. Yeah, I can only know me as I am with Baba. The very first moment Baba comes and he tells you you're a soul, either you know it or you don't know it. So whenever you understand it is the first moment you've understood it. That's the moment you've taken birth. That's the moment you have taken birth.
Well, many times people, you know, with the science background, like here, they just want that logic or the explanation or some this and that. So I don't get into that anymore.
Especially with the science background, then intellect becomes very important to you. Yeah. And that's okay. But if you see all these general scientists, they are very much like, for them, it is all about the ego of the intellect, right? And yes, Baba calls the scientists have a stone intellect, but so do many of us Brahmins have. Yeah. So we don't need intellect to know ourselves. We just know ourselves as we are with Baba. And then the Parasnath and Master Parasnath uses divine mind, divine intellect, and divine sanskars. Yeah. We really have to go beyond it all. So, sorry. So Baba said, the Father is wonderful. He's also such a tiny, tiny point. He is a point, and you souls are also points. It is like a record that has been recorded. A whole part is recorded in the soul. This answers everything. It is like a record that has been recorded and which then repeats. A whole part is recorded in the soul. Something wonderful is called Kudrat. Not a single person can be liberated from this part in this eternal drama. So each one of you has to play your part. And these are wonderful matters. If I'm truly understanding it, I love my part now. Whatever is coming in my part, I cherish it. I'm thankful for it. I'm blessed for it. Now I don't go looking for things to make my part better. Do I?
Mhm.
No. I know that which is needed will come to me. So now I can allow the actions just to happen. It's a great implication of this understanding. So ones who have really understood, it's a recording, it's a whole part is recorded in the soul. It is Kudrat. Not a single person, not a single soul can be liberated from his part in this eternal drama. Each one of you has to play your part. These are very wonderful matters. When you understand them clearly and imbibe them, your mercury of happiness rises. Does your mercury of happiness rises? And
It's a
see,
treasure.
yeah. And somebody was sharing that Dadi Guzar said, you know, Baba is saying here, may you be bodiless. May you also be the Pandav army. You are bodily beings. It is when you gain victory over Maya while in the body that you are called an army.
This is the first time I heard it.
Yeah.
Truly.
So beautiful. And when Dadi Guzar said that when you see yourself being bodiless, more and more stuff will come out. A lot of stuff will come out. If you're not seeing it, you're not being bodiless.
That's so true. And फिर उसी state में then the satisfaction from doing वो खत्म होता जाता है, right? Otherwise, when become you always want something from you want to do. Mind always want to do in a subtle way something, right? But yeah, when from the zero state only you realize that वो जो अभी आपने बात की ना कि वो जो अंतर्मुखता में वो जो एक सुख मिलता रहता है, निरंतर सुख जो मिलता रहता है, उसमें वो डूइंग का भान नहीं है, उसमें है ही नहीं, वो उसमें मर जाए.
And that is why Baba is saying, may you be bodiless, and a lot of rubbish will come out. It is in inverted commas, in the hidden inverted commas, it's there. So when you are bodiless, a lot will come out.
Because it's always there, you just couldn't see before, now you are seeing, and then it seems to be having more force like on you, because you are just working internally, you are not doing anything external, so whole entire attention is on that.
So now when you're bodiless, now you're seeing more stuff there which was already there. But because you were embodiment of it, you did not know it was there. You thought that was you. Now when you step away from it and you realize, oh, that's not me, then what is that? Then you go further back. Oh, that's also not me. Then what is, how much is there in me?
So much identification work we have already done, then it needs to be undone. Means वो
Undone.
उससे something not done, but
Yeah, you're
what
not
we say.
achieving.
Yeah.
And you have to be non-judgmental observer in order for it to even let go of. So let go does not mean I'm getting rid of it. Let go means I'm just a judgmental observer of it. That is all it is. That is what so many souls say, no? That, yeah, undo. So that's why so many souls say that we didn't see this stuff before, sister. Now when we are doing this practice, we see so much. Am I doing it right? I said, fantastic. That's how you know you're doing it right. That's how you know it. And you will continue to see subtler and subtler forms until the end. That's how you know it. You're still doing it right. So if there is a form of Maya coming, oh my God, I'm really not feeling any enthusiasm in Brahmin life anymore. So what? It's just another experience that has come up. So what? It's a great experience.
Best thing is there is no losing in this game, seriously.
Yeah, the soul
You
will
can
never
even see the losing and winning of that part. This is the best thing, right? And the वो जो ओरिजिनल सेल्फ को कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, ओरिजिनल नशे को भी कुछ नहीं हो रहा है.
Absolutely. अगर नहीं feel हो रहा, I'm not feeling this enthusiasm and zeal in Brahmin life. I don't feel like reading Murli, and I don't feel like this. I find Murli's boring. I said, very good. So you have been having this experience also? Very good. Now let's take one more step back and now study Murli. See, your original enthusiasm can never be touched. Your original joy can never be touched. Now you read Murli. Know that, Baba, mind is saying, I'm not feeling enthusiastic about Brahmin life. I'm not feeling enthusiastic about Murli. This is an experience I'm having with you. I'm having this experience with you. Okay, child. Baba is there with you in this experience. Yeah, who are you? On behalf of who there is no enthusiasm? On behalf of who there is no zeal? Does that one exist, child? Only in your imagination. So don't identify with the one who feels lack of zeal and a lack of enthusiasm. It's just another thought. Just another thought.
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti.
If due to work at home or something, we miss many classes. So it seems that just I listened yesterday, then someone asked a question about what drama was, something like that. Some question yesterday. So then I have to listen what drama. So, and in future, it is not possible. A small baby is coming, maybe today or tomorrow. Not possible to attend regular class at 12. And but I am just that is why I rang you yesterday also. What is the easy way to get mala mind come be listen classes, but used to become na, I think so. But practical, what should I want to do? You got my question, na?
Yeah.
It should be in practical life. It becomes, na?
It is very practical that you do not own up the thinking and the commentaries of your mind. Even this mind that is saying, I don't know how will I do it in practical life. Can I see myself as the one who's beyond that thought also? Who's the one who's afraid of losing? Who's the one who's afraid of, who's the one who's wanting to put it into practical also? Is that not natural for the soul?
But we forget.
Yeah.
That is true. When we attend the
Yes.
class, then we remember.
Yeah.
Now you told, now we remember.
Yeah. So that is why Baba says Murli study is important every day. Mind will resist Murli. Mind doesn't want to read Murli every day. Because mind thinks it already knows everything. Yeah. And it's reading because it has to read. It's a ritual. Yeah. But I'm able to see all of that as a detached observer. There's nothing wrong with these feelings. That's what we are trying to say. But what happens is we identify with this feeling that, oh my God, I'm not feeling any enthusiasm. No, but I must read. Then what has happened is I identified with that thought that I am not enthusiastic about reading Murli. I'm not feeling the zeal to read Murli, but I must read. So what did I do? I suppressed. I suppressed. I read the Murli, but it didn't go in because I suppressed, and then I tried to come into action from that suppression. So instead, what does one see? Either being with Baba, and I tell Baba, honestly, very honest, Baba, I don't feel like reading Murli today. The mind is saying that. Baba is like, okay, sit with me, and now let's look at this mind which is saying, I don't feel like reading the Murli today. Can you see who you are? So you sit with Baba as a bodiless being, as a desireless being, as a like and dislike, beyond that like and dislike being, beyond the duality of like and dislike being. And as that being, I see with Baba. Baba, here, see. Okay, see now, child, you have that option. If you give life to those thoughts of likes and dislikes of wanting to read and not wanting to read, child, then you will become that. Choice is yours. So why don't you do one thing? You surrender this dislike or like or whatever it is to Baba. Now let me and you read together, and we will read slowly. It doesn't matter if you just don't remember everything. You just remember 1 or 2 points. It's okay. But
Sure. One quick question here. When you talk to Baba, then no, soul is not using mind at that time?
Baba's mind, we said that yesterday also.
Yes.
We are forgetting this every day. This
Yes.
is one reminder probably Baba is giving in every class, and still everybody's forgetting.
They're using as mirror. Yeah, we discussed yesterday as well.
So conditioned to our own mind, my mind, can't live without my mind.
दीदी यही बात इसको अभी अभी कब से बोलना चाह रही है कि when we label this मेरा मन मेरा है ही नहीं, वो मुझे मिला है ड्रामा में, राइट? मिला है, वो मेरा नहीं। अब जैसे आज ब्रह्मा इन दिस मॉर्निंग क्लास दीदी वाज गिविंग द एग्जांपल ऑफ ब्रह्मा बाबा, राइट? दैट सोल बिहाइंड ब्रह्मा बाबा, दैट उनके मन में ये आया कि मैं जाऊं वहां इनोग्रेशन के लिए, समथिंग, राइट? किसी प्रोग्राम के लिए मन में ये संकल्प आया, लेकिन उन्होंने बाबा की परमिशन ली, बाबा से पूछा कि मन तो उनको दे दिया है, मन कर रहा है, लेकिन उसको इन एक्शन में नहीं लाया। बाबा से पूछा, और उसके बाद इसको ये सुन रही थी कि बाबा के मन में तो आता ही होगा कि मैं जाऊं बाहर कंपाउंड के, ऐसे थोड़ी आता नहीं होगा, आता होगा, लेकिन उनको वो फीलिंग, वो इच्छा, अपनी इच्छा लगी ही नहीं, क्योंकि वो मन में आ रहा है, तो मन ही मेरा नहीं है, तो इच्छा भी मेरी नहीं है, राइट? तो इसको वो दिख रहा था कि वो कैसे उस वक्त उस आत्मा के वो आ रहा होगा कि वो जो सब जो देख नहीं पा रहे, मतलब किसी का जो भी है मतलब पार्ट में, तो वो देख नहीं पा रहे, लेकिन आता होगा कि वो ऐसे रुमाल हिला रहे हैं, हर आत्मा को उसके पार्ट के साथ एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं, ये है। तो मन में तो बहुत कुछ चलता होगा, जैसे हर आत्मा, जैसे हर एक का वो जो माया आती है, बाबा कहते हैं मेरे आगे आती, तो उनके आई ना, तभी वो सब बाबा ने एग्जाम्पल से सब क्लियर भी किया है मुरली में।
कि
तो
शिव बाबा
वो
का माइंड यूज किया फिर उन्होंने। वेरी गुड, बिल्कुल।
हमें we will think like think word we cannot use. मतलब we will when the thoughts of different type है तो the Paramatma man is my man, like this Paramatma buddhi what God think at this time na.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
मतलब
What
we
would
should
Baba
think
think?
that.
What would Baba want in this moment? That is what will come into action. It is not, that's what's using Baba's mind. My mind
But
will create many wants. Like sister just pointed out this beautiful experience of Brahma Baba from morning class, right? Of Didi. That Brahma Baba wanted to go out. There was a want there. But he used Shiv Baba's mind. You go ask Shiv Baba, what does he want? Now we don't have that Sandeshi, but we have our direct connection with Shiv Baba now.
इवन वन टाइम में भी उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाइड नहीं किया कि हाँ भाई कि अगर बाकी सोल्स, वो भी एक चेकिंग थी कि सब सोल्स बोल रही हैं कि वो बच्चे के पार्ट में है, वो सोल में भी उसको नहीं समझ में आया, बट ही जस्ट मेड श्योर, ही सेड चलो दोबारा।
Very good, very good. You took what was needed from the class. Very good. And that is what goes to show that it's not, Brahma Baba is also not untouched by all these things. His mind is also kind of wanting things and wanting to do things and getting out of the compound and going for inauguration only, if nothing else. It's BK program only, but wants to go out. But his
Didi Murli, sorry. दीदी मुरली में इट कम्स आत्मा ही सतो प्रधान बनती है, आत्मा ही तमो प्रधान बनती है। और हम जो यहाँ पर डिटैच ऑब्जर्वर वी आर प्रैक्टिसिंग, वी आत्मा स्टिल बॉडीलेस।
Yeah, but it is true, आत्मा ही तमो प्रधान बनती है, आत्मा ही सतो प्रधान बनती का मतलब क्या है? Very important. Soul wears sato pradhan sanskars, then soul acts a sato pradhan part. Soul wears samo pradhan sanskar, soul wears sato pradhan sanskar, soul becomes sato pradhan, means I become that mask for that moment. And I play the part. Like Amitabh Bachchan wears the mask of the character of a coolie and becomes coolie and plays that part. Nothing about Amitabh Bachchan changes though.
Okay.
Then he comes and wears the mask of the sanskar of a villain. He has to live in that character. He has to really live that character to play that character, right? But nothing is still happening to Amitabh Bachchan. Yeah. So I, the soul, when I come to the copper age and iron age, I wear copper aged and iron aged sanskars. So I become that part. I become that role, means I am embodying that role for that moment. But who's that actor behind all of that? Is that real me? So now in confluence age, I, the being, am aware. In 1 second, I awaken and I realize, oh, that was just a parts that I was becoming and playing. But nothing ever happened to Amitabh Bachchan that I am. I mean, the soul that I am. Nothing has happened to me.
What is the meaning of Manan Chintan? Yesterday in Murli Baba says, in question answer, I think.
Manan Chintan means anything that, any kind of churning that the mind is doing, nothing wrong with it. Let it do the churning. Mind has to churn something. Rather than churning junk, let it churn knowledge. Yeah. But if that churning is pointing to your essenceful truth, then it is the right churning. If that churning is taking into intellectual arrogance of how well you can churn knowledge and how great shakes you are, you're even smarter than God at times, yeah, then that churning is in the wrong direction. Then it's
Can you
my,
explain by example this
yeah,
both type of churning?
yeah. So like for this one, for me, Murli is more like, if the Murli is helping me see my truth, pointing at my truth, which is just a point, every point has to point at my point stage. If the point in the Murli is not pointing at my point stage, it means I have not understood it. But if the Murli is just taking me into the entertainment of knowledge, oh, विकल्प वृक्ष ये होता है, फिर इसमें ये branches आती है, उसकी entertainment में ले जा रहा है, I have no interest in it. I really don't have any interest in it. But if I see that, yes, that whole expansion is within me, the point, then it's fantastic. Does that make sense? Then it's fantastic.
We can, our this one can do that type of which
Mind can
point to our
knowledge
point.
like nobody's business. Mind can churn knowledge to the best of its best. It can be equal to God in churning knowledge.
Mind acts as soul.
Mind acts as a soul. Oh, mind is very creative. The royal form. Baba says Maya can take the form of God. Absolutely.
Our soul cannot churn, na? Soul
Soul is
can
the
churn.
observer of the churning. Soul is the observer of the churning mind.
Observer, yes.
Yeah. Soul is just combined with Baba and seeing the mind taking pleasure in churning of knowledge, which is wonderful, nothing wrong. It's wonderful. You know how, like somebody yesterday was giving the example of the mother, and mother is seeing the child eating healthy food. That's wonderful, but I'm not that child eating healthy food.
दीदी ऐसे भी है ना, पहले बाबा इज द मिरर फॉर द सोल एंड सोल इज द मिरर फॉर द माइंड, राइट? तो मन को वैसा ही बनना है, विच इज वन वे इज ओके.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. So let the mind do what it's doing. It likes churning, eating healthy food. Let it eat. You are not that. And she pointed out beautifully just now that soul, Baba is the mirror for the soul, and soul's mirror for the mind is the soul. Mind is not my mirror. Yeah.
And I am with Baba. I heard that class also, but now I forget. Can you explain, please, this too?
I don't know which class it is, but the thing is, when the soul is with Baba, the soul knows Baba as his mirror. Yeah. What is Baba like? What is Baba seeing? What does Baba feel? Most importantly, what does Baba feel? Yeah. And how does Baba see? Like right now, how's Baba seeing you? And how's Baba seeing my internal world of emotions and feelings also of the mind? How's Baba seeing this mind and this intellect and this sanskar of old nature? How's Baba seeing it?
Only a tiny point of light. You and me both.
Yeah, you and me both tiny point, but Baba is also seeing the energies of different intensities in my mind, right? In the mind that I, the soul, has had for past 63 births, Baba is also knower of that mind also. So how's Baba seeing those emotions when they come up? Is he interested at all? Is he saying, why are you like this in mind? No. He's saying, just give it to me. बोझ अपने ऊपर मत उठाओ. What is that boj? We hear these words, boj apne par mat uthao, but what is that boj? Nobody knows. Maya, Maya bolenge, but nobody knows what it is. What is that Maya?
Our own sankalp, which we give
So
jaan jinko bolte hain.
So when these thoughts are coming, it's not my thoughts, but when these thoughts are coming, then why is it that the mind is saying, how do I practice? How do I forget? How can I do this? These are all thoughts. Then I'm personalizing these thoughts. Yeah. And when I personalize them, I'm very used to becoming something anyways. So I become that thought. And then as that thought, my worldview is that from that contracted thought now. Worldview means not the world outside. The way I know myself, that's the world. Is from that contracted thought. Yeah. But that is why very, 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 very important. Know that you're used to becoming something which is true. Become what God wants you to become. That is the way He sees you. And becoming with Him is in less than it's in no time. You can be who you are with His vision in no time.